Hello, welcome to Polyphonic Press. My name is Jeremy Boyd, and this is my 100th video, and I'm going to answer some of your questions. Here we go. So a couple weeks ago, I surpassed 400 subscribers, and I put up a video asking for you guys to ask me questions, if there's anything you wanted to know about me or anything like that. So I got a couple questions, not as many as I was hoping, but I did get a few questions, so I'm going to answer some of those right now. And Viral Rack asked a couple questions, and he's got a couple things to say, and he's definitely someone you want to check out if you're into video game walkthroughs, let's plays, and things like that. He also does discography reviews, album reviews, I believe, as well, and he vlogs quite a bit as well. So definitely check him out. He kind of does everything all in one channel, which is kind of a good way to do it, instead of having multiple channels and a whole bunch of different things to focus on. He does it all in one. And he says, congrats, Jeremy. I'm really happy with your growing and continued success. Thank you. You most definitely deserve it. I'm excited to see the professional styled look to see how it goes. Well, this is pretty much it. I've got my white background on my three lights and everything, so hopefully it looks okay. And he says, my question for you is, if you were to cover a genre of music outside of rock, what would it be, and what are some acts that you'd discuss? You know, I really don't know much about many other genres other than rock. I can honestly say there is at least a couple things in each genre that I do like, but for the most part I do like you know, guitar driven rock and roll. So I think and that goes for everything. I like punk rock, blues, psychedelics. Rock is a pretty broad term, so, and there's a lot to have in that umbrella, so to speak. But I guess if I were to divert from rock and talk about something that maybe I don't know quite a bit about, I would probably go, I would like to talk more about hip-hop. I would like to get more into that, and there are some acts that I do like. I like Beastie Boys, A Tribe Called Quest, and people who are doing some really interesting things. I never liked hip-hop before because I just thought it sounded all the same to me, but I kind of discovered there's a lot of cool things going on. So if I were to talk about a genre other than rock, it would probably be hip-hop, simply because I don't know a lot about it, and I think it would be a good way to learn more about it. And 3 Creation asked a couple questions, who's definitely someone you should check out. He does album reviews on his second channel, 60 Minute Wipeout, and he does vlogs on his 3 Creation checkout. I'll link all these guys in the description so you can see their channels. But he says, not that it needs to be said again, but I don't know a single reviewer that holds my interest more than you. You're always a pal of mine, and I'll continue to support and share whenever I get the chance. Well, I really appreciate that. Thanks, Austin. And you know, it goes both ways. I'll definitely support you in whatever ventures you have, and definitely check out Austin's channel. It's youtube.com/3creation and youtube.com/60 Minute Wipeout. And so he asked, what single moment made you think the reviewing game was for you? Name one album you love that we'd be surprised to hear from you, and have you ever considered making videos on here other than reviews? If so, what would they be? So the first question, what single moment made you decide the reviewing game was for me? Well, I had discovered the reviewing community sort of through discovering the Rock It Out blog, which is someone most of you know. And I think I was watching, looking for videos on the Black Crowes, who are a favorite band of mine. And it was when they were going through a hiatus in 2010. They've since reunited, but they were going through a hiatus, taking a break in 2010, and the Rock It Out blog was reporting on that story. So I discovered it, and I subscribed to the channel, and he started talking about the album review community. Talked about Anthony Fantano, The Needle Drop, and you know, everybody, and I discovered everybody like 3 Creation, and all these people were reviewing albums. And they weren't necessarily reviewing albums that I was into. I knew all these releases were coming about, but they weren't talking about them. So I kind of saw a gap that I could fill. I saw a gap that, I saw a place for me where I could have a voice and talk about music that I'm into. So that's really why I got into reviewing, is because these people weren't talking about albums that I was into, and I thought, well, I know about music, I'm a music geek, why don't I give it a shot? And that's really how it happened. His second question is, name one album you love that we'd be surprised to hear from you. One album that I really do like that is a little bit embarrassing is Hootie and the Blowfish's 1994 effort, Cracked Rear View. I think it's their first album, I'm not sure. That's a good album, and it came out at a time, it came out when I was like 7 years old or something like that, and it came out when, I was a kid and I was first discovering the world, and I think that maybe being a little nostalgic for that time, maybe that's why I like the album a lot, but I don't think it's a particularly fantastic album or anything like that. It's just an album that I personally love. So yeah, Hootie and the Blowfish's Cracked Rear View. If you like acoustic kind of rock, kind of soft rock, but done really well, check it out. And his third question is, have you ever considered making videos on here that aren't reviews? I have, actually, and I want to take this opportunity to announce a new segment that I want to do. I want to get some input from you guys. Maybe you could leave it in the comments. Maybe do some videos where I give my opinion on things that are going on in the music world. So if you have some topics that you want to hear my opinion on, leave that in the comments, and I'll definitely consider them, and making some videos that aren't just reviews, but talking about things that are going on in the music business. So if you've got anything you want me to talk about, leave that in the comments, and I'll pick that up I might start that within the next couple weeks. But as far as making another channel and doing daily vlogs or things like that, I'm not really interested in doing things like that, mainly because my life really isn't that exciting. So I don't think I'll be doing videos that way, but I'll keep this channel and keep my presence on YouTube all about music. And yeah, that's really all I'm interested in. So I'll definitely be doing more videos that aren't reviews, but I won't be doing vlogs or anything like that, because I don't really have anything else to talk about. I can't really come up with subjects to talk about that don't relate to music, because that's really my area of expertise. And the last comment is Mr. Guelian. He says, thanks for the tip about the podcast. You're welcome. If you don't know, I do a podcast with my best friend John. He says, by the way, have you checked Birth of Joy out yet? Hey, what do you think about them? Also, have you given any thought to my Road to the Next Queens of the Stone Age album idea yet? Yeah, Birth of Joy, they're a really great band, a really good garage rock band. And thank you for suggesting them, because they really are a great band and kind of underrated. I never really heard of them before, but yeah, definitely a band worth checking out. I've checked out quite a few of their songs, and I really like what they're doing. I have thought about the Road to the Next Queens of the Stone Age album. Basically, his suggestion was to review all of their albums leading up to the new one. The thing is, I really only focused on new releases because there's been a lot of new releases that I want to get to. It was a good idea, and I really appreciate that idea, but it's just not something that I got around to, unfortunately. Sometimes you get ideas and they never really come to fruition. But yeah, I thank you for that idea. It was a really good idea, and I wish I had done it, but unfortunately it didn't work out. So those are all the questions that you guys had for me. Again, I just want to thank you for subscribing to the channel and getting me to 400 subscribers. And actually, I surpassed 400 as well. I'm about 411, I think. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys next time. And yeah, take it easy.